From LALATE News headquarters in Santa Monica, this is the Midday Report on LALATE.
It's a big day, holidays, LA, Santa Monica, California, with your 4th stimulus check update 2021 and your holiday decor in the second half. In this incredible recording, we go over the great news as Leader Schumer says he believes the RECON will become a law by Christmas. Oh my goodness. In this recording, we go over the latest details of that passage of the RECON potentially by Christmas, so says Leader Schumer. We'll go over the incredible checks that are beginning to be added by the senators and everything that's staying in there from the House. We'll go over the checks so far that are in there from the House that pay you at least $15,000. The biggest payday we've ever seen in the history of this channel. You're going to clean up from 4th stimulus. We'll be turning over to 3rd stimulus and those incredible checks across the board and where they are to get your bills paid today. Then we'll turn to the excitement of student loan debt, $10,000 offer on the table, and then this stimulus, those details and more. Plus, we'll have the latest details about what happened with Omicron and the latest details with the Federal Reserve. But you know what today is? It's holidays, LA. And in today's holiday show, we go over how to bring the food to the table, including that empanada that was eaten by Blaine 66 in last night's debut of Casino LALATE. We'll have all the details about that and how to bring beautiful holiday dishes to the table that are a little bit more decorative than you usually do. Those details and more as we go into a big holidays LA show. Bring your hunger, bring your desire, and bring your dishes because the excitement of holidays LA starts now. And good afternoon, everybody. Hope it's a beautiful day across the board. And here we go into that incredible recon that is now in the Senate from the House. And Leader Schumer says that there'll be a quick vote by Christmas. Is he right? Are the latest details? Those checks that are going in there from the Senate will be robust, and the programs that are in there so far are incredible. Let's go over all those incredible clusters of checks, starting with the understanding that these are the biggest payout we've ever seen in the history of the channel, at least about $15,000. It starts with the first cluster of checks starting right now. They got in there hazard pay for my essential workers and the $4,000 for elder care. They got in there the money for the young children, the caring for them, and then $3,600 for the CTC. They got the Pell Grant in their $550 check. And then the Weatherize Your Home, the home repairs if you live in a low-income community. They got in the Pell Grant, and they got $12,500 for the purchase of a new electric vehicle. Wow, that's incredible. The first add-on comes from the illustrious Maxine Waters here from Southern California. You know what that is. That is money to buy your first home. She wanted $25,000, but she got a little bit less. And yes, you heard me right. It is free money to go buy your first home. How do you get it? Stay with me in just a second. It's coming up. We go to the second cluster. Got in there home repairs and paid leave. Also, the money for the household tax credit and the Weatherize Your Home. You need to weatherize your home because of the holiday season, and you never know when the Grinch comes around. Mitch, well, sort of the same thing. Let's go to the second add-on, okay, of checks, which comes the incredible Bob Casey out of Pennsylvania. He got that provision in there. What is it? Cheaper. This is the home health care for my seniors and people on disabilities. He wanted $250 billion, but he got a little bit less. And yes, this is incredible. $250 billion, just a little bit less. And this is for the free home health care for my seniors and people on disabilities. Cluster number 3 got in there, which is for seniors and free internet. They got in there also the free meals for young children. They got the free internet, the money for the independent contractors, the farmers, and then the money for the seniors with the Medicare expansion. 2 provisions added on the House side, which are the Medicaid gap fix and also the hearing. The senators vow to add 2 other provisions, and they vow to add in there the lowering the eligibility age of Medicare, dental, and also the vision, which truly embodies the landscape of what we're looking at right now when we're doing this recon, which is that the senators want to add a lot of checks in there. We now know that the vote will be happening in just a few days, and everything that's in there is staying in there, which is great, unless the Senate parliamentarian removes any of the provisions. The only ones she would likely remove are the paid family leave, which is a lot of money, up to $6,000 a year. The immigration reform, which she previously ruled cannot stay in there, the penalty provision for lowering the Medicare eligibility for the cheaper medication doesn't really concern you, and also finally anything else that's sort of a non-impact like immigration reform. So everything that's in there on the House side is staying in there, which is huge because there's at least $15,000 of checks. Now, the great news is that everything from third stimulus for that housing is repeated. The rent, the utilities, the mortgage assistance, and the viewers of this channel on the day, by the day, are getting big sums of money. What I've shown you over the last few months is get this big sums of money. And 2 weeks ago, I brought third stimulus back in the equation because I know it's the holidays. You have holiday bills to pay. And that is available to be paid with third stimulus, rent, utilities, mortgage assistance as well. And the average viewer of this channel got $45,000 of this earlier this year, but now is getting another round today of about $5,000. What is the consistent theme? 1, viewers are getting 3 items, rent and then other items like utilities. Number 2, they're usually getting 4 to 6 months of rent. And number 3, if they've been a viewer for a while, they've gotten something from this before and they've gotten it again. How you get this, it's coming up on the afternoon show, coming up at about 1 o'clock. Now, it's important to also advocate for that MSC. Back in the month of May, this channel started to advocate for the inclusion of what I call MSC, which stands for Multiple IRS Stimulus Check, and for its inclusion. And since then, thousands of viewers have been told by 6 senators it's going in there. But 2 weeks ago, the legislation landed in the Senate. I said, time to really advocate now, because now the language, the bill is in their court. The ball's in their court. So I said, pick up the phone. And Janet did, Lynn Glenn did, Bonnie did, Tyrell did, Donnie did, and viewers continue to do across the board, and we're told it's going in there by those 6 senators. And it's important for you to advocate as well. Advocacy involves picking up the phone, talking to a staffer, saying, I need it. Don't use the word MSC, just use simple words. And the legislation you want to advocate to are Casey, Coons, Warren, Wyden, Sanders, and Schumer, and advocate for its inclusion across the board. Let's go back into that breaking news, which you're going to hear a lot more about today on the 1 o'clock, the 3 o'clock afternoon show, and the 5 o'clock evening show, which is that Leader Schumer represents that he believes that the vote and the bill will become law by Christmas. Do I think that's going to happen? No. I don't think he can get it done by Christmas. Let me show you what he's looking at. His time frame currently is getting the final draft of the Senate version of the RECON out of those subcommittees this week and next week. Okay, so he's using up this week and next week for that. And he wants a Senate parliamentarian to rule on all these provisions this week and next week. Okay, so then when does he want the voting to happen? Not this week, not next week, but the week after, which is the week of Christmas. I don't think he has enough time because he needs 1 day in the House, in the Senate, plus 2 days for vote-a-rama, plus 1 or 2 days in the House because he's going to have to go back there again because there'll be changes. That's 5 days. So if you do it the week of Christmas, you can't get it done by Christmas Eve. Now, in the case of second stimulus, they worked that Saturday after Christmas, I remember. So they can come back that Saturday after Christmas and get it done. But it's more likely they can get it done the Monday or Tuesday after Christmas. That's more likely. I think they're going to get it done, 1, because the the majority of a lot of the programs in the fourth stimulus recon are the repeated provisions from the third stimulus recon. And they don't want them to lapse, meaning cancel out, end, because that causes a lot of problems. It's easier just to continue them. As Tim Kaine, a senator, said today and yesterday, is that they end in January 15th. You don't wait to January 14th, says Tim Kaine. You do it in mid to late December, which is exactly what we're talking about. So I do believe they're going to get it done. Here's the takeaway, is I do believe, one, that everything that's in the House is going to stay in there unless it's removed by the parliamentarian. Number two, what is she likely to remove? The immigration reform, the penalty provision. And I think she's going to leave the paid leave in there, but it's really hard to tell. And number four, we don't know what else the senators are going to add in there. Bernie Sanders and Ron Wyden and all these people are quiet across the board because there's a lot for them to add, and they say there's a lot for them to add. They vowed not to have a public discussion of this over the next few days because they don't want it that sort of battling back and forth. So I have more about this on the 1 o'clock show, how to get the big money under third stimulus as well. But coming up after the commercial break, we'll go right into the deliciousness of the holidays with another delicious dessert. And then we're going to go into how to fix that table and bring the look of the dishware to point on the holidays table. That coming up, and after the commercial break, I'll be back with you in 60 seconds as Holidays LA continues. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. And the excitement continues right now in the second half, starting with Holidays LALATE. Wow, happy holidays, everybody. So one of the most important things about the holiday table is the tableware, is the dishes, the forks, the knives, the cups, the bowls. And one of the things I've learned over the years is really go for decadent. Don't hold back. Go for the real push of the envelope. And believe it or not, pushing the envelope does not require pushing the dollar bill, does not require cleaning out the wallet. And in today's recording, we're going to go over how to bring tableware in a way that saves your time, keeps it organized, and also brings the pop of color. It's very important to understand that during the holiday season, a lot of your major department stores or clearinghouses or even your dollar stores have these box sets. This is not a hat. This is a box set of some dishes. And what I like about a box set of holiday dishes is it's so darn simple to keep it and put it away after the holiday season. I like it because you're not going to put it in your normal cupboard. You're going to put it somewhere else. And here it's wrapped up. And imagine this box set is all wrapped up and ready to go. And the box set in this case looks like on the front. So it looks like a depiction of what at least one of the dishes inside will be, and it reminds you, case in point, oh, those are the holiday dishes. It reminds you, those are the holiday dishes. You clean them when you're finished, and you put them in the box, and you're ready to rock and roll. Very, very simple across the board. So when buying holiday dishes, don't get them loose if you can avoid it. Get them in a box set. Get them, hopefully, in a box set with a stern, tough cardboard fitting, so it's very easy to store. One of the worst problems about the holidays is how to store the stuff after the holidays. In the case of a box, it is really good. Now, in this case of this box, it actually came with a piece of cardboard between each of the dishes. And that way, it's simple. You wash the dish, you dry it, you let it sit, you put it in the box, you put the cardboard between the slides, and then you're ready to rock and roll, and then you're ready to put it away and ready for another holiday season. Now, let's look and see what is in this incredible box. So as you open the box, here you see, here's the first dish. It really depicts what the cover of the box was. But what I like for the holiday season is those holiday dish sets where not every dish is the same. People like it when dishes are slightly different. And that is why there's always a lot of excitement when you sit down and like, oh, I love my dish. And then you look to the person next to you, oh, you have a different dish. Oh, honey, what does your dish look like? And it creates a commentary. If you sit down and the table looks like the Stepford Wives did it, then it looks very stale. If every dish looks exactly the same and every fork and knife and cup is in the same position, it looks very stale. So you'll look to the next person and then they'll see this dish next to them. So very, very different across the board. It really creates a commentary when you see the variety of the dishes. And you see what's different with these type of dishes is that, hey, you bought it for the holidays, you store it for the holidays, but you can use this for New Year's Eve. You can use this for an Easter party. You can use it for a Thanksgiving party. It is anything that is very sort of earthy. And ironically, what I always like to do when buying those dishes for the holidays is don't get the Santa Claus dish. I know it sounds horrible, but don't get the Santa Claus, the snowman dish, because you're really sticking yourself in a bind by saying, oh, it's Santa Claus. I can't use him in July unless they think you're drunk. Well, honey, why are there Santa Claus dishes with Easter? Now, if you go with this dish, you can use it for Easter. You can use it for any holiday, festive occasion. Festivities involve decadence, and festivities are not delineated just by red. You can use red during Christmas, you can use red during Easter. And what I like with the holiday box sets is they're often non-denominational, non-Christmas-y, but just holiday-ish. So, my takeaway, my advice, 1, get a box set whenever possible. Number 2, get a box set that's wrapped really firm with that cardboard wrapping. So you just wash the dish by hand. Do not use the dishwasher, folks. Wash the dishwasher by hand, put it away, and put it in a secure place, and you're ready to rock and roll every year. And then if you get, and finally the last and most important takeaway is get the non-denominational, non-Santa Clausy dish so that you can use it for virtually every festive occasion of your holiday decor. Now, how do you bring it to more back into the Christmassy tones? Very simple. Everything else we've been covering in this channel in the holiday shows. You bring the Christmas ornaments to the table. You bring the reindeer, the Santa Claus, or the snow to the table. Yeah, that's how you dress it up. But your dishware is more universal. Does it sound like a QVC commercial? It does. So it's dishes that are universal for many different holiday seasons, but you're going to find them available to buy during the holiday season. You're not going to find these dishes available in July. They just don't sell them. They sell them during the holidays. And I got to tell you, these dishes were just absolutely incredible. These, I believe, they were made here in California. I did not know that. They're made in China, but manufactured here in California. And they were sold by one of the top department stores, one of the top department stores. And they were less than $20. I mean, just, there you go. It was on sale. The price tag is still on the back of the box. That is how you rock and roll. Jump in the live chat and talk right now about, and drop your comments about what type of dishes you like to bring to the holiday table. And I know some people are going to have some far out ideas. You know, you can have that serving dish that's very Santa Clausy. And we featured one, I think it was yesterday, with the fruits and vegetables or the salt and pepper shaker. But it's best when you're on a tight budget to get a very good set of key dishes that work at that moment. And that can be used beyond just that Christmas season. Let me jump on the live chat right now. I love Santa Claus in any month. So Elmer Ray says, I'll put out Santa Claus editions in July. I love that. What fun dishes, says Anne. I love to use plates collected from different countries I visit. Oh, yeah, that's a great one. That is a great one. Um, does anyone know if there are plate boxes you can buy? Because if there are plate boxes you can buy, it really saves the equation. Because as Anne says, she's traveling and she buys a set of different dishes. It would be so much easier if you can put them all in one box. Is that a cigar dish? Diane. See, I love Diane's comment because guess what? If Diane was sitting at the table next to Anne, Anne is, did LA just give me a cigar dish? No, Diane, it's not a cigar dish. It's a Christmas dish. It creates commentary, it creates discussion at the table. So if Diane's sitting next to you, say, Anne, did LA just give me the cigar dish? Why do I have a cigar dish? It's not a cigar dish. I love it. That's what you want to do. You can use different types when you stack them at your table. Oh, I love that, Diane. That's also a great comment. You know what a lot of people do is, oh, I should bring that on another show. It's a great inspiration for another episode. I have these plastic dishes. I don't even want to call them dishes because they're made of plastic. I mean, they literally are made of plastic. They were sold by Costco years ago, and they're fake gold. I mean, they're probably made out of paper, and they're enormous. But boy, the way they painted them looks great. That's the way they're so cheap because they're made out of paper. And you put them at the bottom because the only purpose is to decorate. They're not supposed to eat off of them. And that's what's great. For New Year's, and we use our fancy tea set from our mom. Oh, there you go. Uh, Diane, a lot of people use plastic containers to store dishes and bubble wrap. Oh, that's a good point. Bubble wrap is a very good point. You know, a lot of the online retailers ship stuff in bubble wrap, so you can now preserve or repurpose the bubble wrap that you buy your online purchases from Amazon or Walmart and repurpose across the board. Um, there's Gail says happy holidays, Elliot. Happy holidays to you. Next topic of discussion today is yesterday you saw the debut of two new shows on this channel, and boy, was that a lot of fun. Evenings I Like, it's a brand new programming block. We have the Evenings I Like show here every day now, always at 5 o'clock, brand new breaking news about all your financial news. Then at 6 o'clock is the Evenings Countdown, which is an encore performance, a very popular show. But for the holiday season is Holidays, Street, and Stimulus. It's this show and encore every night in the 7 o'clock Street and Stimulus show. It's called Holiday, Street, and Stimulus at 7 o'clock. And last night was the debut of the highly anticipated show, Calcino. Calcino features, for the first time ever, the three personalities of this channel put together in one comedy show. Sirloin, Javita Light, and Blaine66. And last night we met Blaine66, and he wasn't eating a rib. Did you watch? Let's watch and see what Blaine66 was eating, and I want to see what your comments are. I know last night when the show aired, Ann said it was a taco. It wasn't a taco. So let's see what Blaine66 was eating, and we're going to go over more about that in just a second for that holiday deliciousness. You know that, right? You don't. Oh, okay. The Senate parliamentarian, she's doing a bird bath, and the bird bath removes the provisions from the RECON, and if you have a provision in there that violates it, like a lobster provision, the birds come and eat it. At least that's what I've been told. I mean, I like to eat. Can you hurry up? I'm about to eat my lunch. But, so you want lobsters in the recon. Do you want a side of sauce with that? How would these lobsters work in the recon? Who would ship them out? Would it be a credit? Who would pay for the lobsters? Yeah, I do sound like a Republican, don't I? So that was Blaine66 asking who's going to pay for lobsters in the recon. You know, Republicans would never pay for lobsters in the recon, even though it was Mitch McConnell on the other side of the line going up and asking for lobsters on the recon. So what was Blaine66 eating in last night's episode? In fact, it's a very delicious item that you could serve during the holiday season. Does anyone know what he was eating? Because Anne, when the show aired, said it was a taco. I'm like, no, it's not a taco, Anne. There's El Marie. There is now Anne says an empanada. Yes, it was an empanada. That is exactly correct. Empanada was exactly what Blaine66 was eating last night in his return to this channel. And here is an empanada. What is an empanada? And why is an empanada such a simple thing to deliver to the holiday table? And just something that is going to be a topic of discussion, which we always do is when we do our holidays. Empanada is a wonderful decadent item that is basically a version of a puff pastry stuffed. You know, a lot of different cultures credit empanada to their culture, and so I don't want to step on one culture's feet over another. But if you are in Calle Ocho in Miami, you'll go to Versailles and you'll walk in and you will see the display of the best empanadas I think I've ever had. That's what you go to Cafe Versailles on Calle Ocho right near Coral Gables and get those empanadas. They have the sweet empanadas, they have the meat and the vegetarian empanadas, but it's the delicious empanadas that are stuffed with that delicious fruit that is quite decadent. Now, here are some empanadas actually from Los Angeles. Empanadas have not really taken a very formative step in Los Angeles as you would see, for example, in Miami. And so when you see the empanada here in LA, you're always like, oh, interesting. And these were quite interesting. These had a mixture set. I got them from a local Mexican market here in Los Angeles. And empanadas, what I like about an empanada for the holiday table is it's something that people do not expect. When you're bringing your desserts to the holiday table, we have talked about yesterday the cookies and the holiday cookies, and we talked about all the different types of holiday cookies. You expect those on the holiday table, but do you expect an empanada? Jump on the live chat and tell me what holiday desserts do you put on the holiday table, which is it's a surprise that is out of the ordinary because we always bring the pies and the cakes and the cookies. But what is something, a digression that you have done that works? Let me jump in the live chat and see your commentary about your holiday items. Now Ann says, I'm starving. There's Lorraine. There's Diana. I like tostadas. Yeah, there you go. Calzones. I don't think I've ever had a sweet calzone. I mean, I've never had a calzone as a dessert. I've had it as a meal. Scone. Oh, Bob Bacon. That is a great one, Bob Bacon. He's from Southern California. I love that. That's a very innovative idea. Scone is very earthy, and there's so many different types of scones, and you can do this really quite well. You don't want those massive scones that are just enormous. You want those smaller scones, or at least cut them smaller. And that is a great digression. I love that idea, Bob Bacon. I can see that with a cup of coffee. You're like, oh, I'll just have a little scone. That just sounds great. You don't want a cake, it's too heavy. You don't want a pie, it's too sweet. Maybe you're trying to keep your calories down. You see a scone, that is different. You will cheat on a scone before you'll cheat on a cookie. Bob, of course, Bob is going to come up with a great idea. So someone just said. Diane, lemon meringue. Oh, that sounds decadent. Oh, wonderful, Sarah, Sandy. I love that. Tabaloo says, Bob, that sounds awesome. It does sound awesome. Vina says, I eat whatever's in the house. I love that. Bacon empanada. Oh, yeah, that does sound good. Maybe that was what they were reacting to. Bob baklava. Bob. Now, baklava is a very good idea. You know, baklava is one of those things. I know there's going to be someone on the live chat says, I make baklava in 10 seconds. But baklava bot is just so darn expensive. I can never find it cheaply available for purchase. I see one store that is a sort of a discount market, and they have it boxed, and it's a fortune. It's tiny little baklavas. It's like $25 for four. I was like, what is that? But yeah, there's Gail. I love empanadas. Someone says, I failed that test. I thought it was a hot pocket. Shame on you. Shame on you. Do you walk into Versailles in Calle Ocho in Miami? Say, is those hot pockets? Send her out of the door. Kick her out of the door right now. Hot pockets. You call an empanada seller. Oh, I'll have one of those hot pockets there. I make reindeer crackers. Oh, reindeer crackers. I like that one. That's from Shannon. Shannon. That sounds wonderful. Great digression across the board. Eating time. All this food. Love it. Let's all eat. says Al Marie. Yeah, this is the show you want to come to with an empty stomach because by the end of the show, you're going to go rushing to the refrigerator every time you watch the show. Lynn Glenn says, I never had an empanada. Yeah, it is not a normally sold item, even in Los Angeles. You're not going to see an empanada in a normal. I've seen maybe one or two stores as empanada stores where they specialize in empanada, and then I've seen sporadically appear here and appear there. It's not a normal item in Los Angeles stores. I don't want to say why, because I don't want to step on different cultures and their feet, but it is not something that has really taken its form here in Los Angeles. Creme brulee or filled a calone, says Diane. Oh, that sounds great. Dennis, with oatmeal cookies with butterscotch chips on them. Okay, now that sounds like something I would go exactly for in just a second. So Dennis takes a normal cookie, which you just expect to be on the table, but then it takes it up a notch with putting butterscotch chips on top of it. That sounds really quite great because at that point you say, I don't want a cookie, but wait, that thing looks really good. I will have one of those. What is a baklava? Says Jacqueline. Jacqueline. Oh boy. I know someone's going to be able to describe a baklava better than I can, but it is thin, and I know I'm going to get 20 comments from someone said, you misdescribed it. They're going to come after me with baklava, like how I described the debt ceiling limit. I'm still getting those angry debt ceiling limit messages all the time. And they're going to be saying like the baklava. You described the baklava the wrong way. It's thin pieces of, I think it's phyllo paper. And then in between them is a sticky sweetness with a little bit of nuts and then a little bit of fruit, and then it sort of layers it really tightly, and it's very, very small and cut into very, very small steaks, very, very small sheets. And it's about now that people jump in the live chat saying, you described that horribly. I know. There's going to be someone that says, oh, pastry with cinnamons and nuts. Yeah, that's sort of the easier way I said that. But what is the pastry? It's not puff pastry. I think it's Greek. Well, it is Greek pastry. But what is the name of the Greek paper? I think it's the phyllo paper, but I'm not positive. But so far we're doing the $25,000 pyramid on this one. Yeah, we're going through each of these one at a time. Oatmeal scotchies. What is an oatmeal scotchies? Oh, I guess that's the same thing we were talking about before. Butterscotch cookies are amazing. Very good. Diane says I described it pretty well. Okay, well, thank you, Diane. I did not know if I was going to butcher that one. Chocolate cream pie. Okay, Sandy is definitely bringing the decadence. We're going on sort of the light, airy desserts, and Sandy is bringing the lemon meringue, the chocolate cream pie, the real decadence in the room. I love it. Thank you, Sandy. I make cookies into Santa Claus, and I decorate them. Wow, Lynn, that sounds great. Pecans, sticky and very yummy. Strawberry pie from Diane as well. Gail likes the pecan. It's referring to the pecans are sticky and very yummy. Yeah, the baklava is very sticky. If it's not sticky, it's not baklava. Here's tabuta. I like ice cream with caramel nuts, banana cream, chocolate butterscotch cookies, and everything in the kitchen sink. You know, that's a great idea. I like what Tabula taught. No one puts ice cream on the holiday table. When it's time for dessert, I could go for not $12 ice cream, not $14.95 ice cream, but a decadent ice cream that you decorated with your holiday items. What a great idea. Did we just come up together as a family with a great idea for that holiday table? We just did. Yeah. Did you feel it? I felt it. Bringing ice cream scoops to the dessert table, then having unique holiday items to put on top of the ice cream, like holiday cookies crumbled or holiday candies, and building it up. Oh, that sounds wonderful. That sounds wonderful across the board. It's not Christmas without our double-decker fudge and peanut butter balls. Oh boy, that sounds wonderful for Shannon. Lengless, Bonnie, you are family, and it is in my prayers. Bonnie, and very, very, very kind across the board. There's lots of cake coming in from Dallas right now. Wash it down with mudslide martini. Oh my goodness, just sounds incredible. People reacting to something that happened with someone's holiday Christmas order. I don't want to go on air because I don't want to say anything negative about the retailer, but they're having problems getting the retailer to one of the viewers. Strawberry cake also sounds great. So yeah, we have seen a lot in today's recording. Let's go a recap. Early in the recording, we were covering our recon, and we were talking about the vote, and we're going to detail more about that vote on the 1 o'clock afternoon's LA show coming up now if you're watching the show live, and of course the big 3 o'clock afternoon show and 5 o'clock evening's LA show. The big vote coming from Leader Schumer by Christmas. Do I think he can get it done or do I not? And when would it get done, and what would be in there? That's coming up on this recording. Meantime, in this holiday's broadcast, we feature the incredible details of how to choose box sets during the holiday season for dishes. And I showed you in this recording how I like a box set where the dishes are not Santa Clausy. They're just festive so that you can use them on other holidays. I like it when the dishes are not the same, that they're different. And I like them when they're in a firm cardboard box wrapping so that it's easy to put away and use it holiday after holiday, not just the holiday season. I reintroduce you to the food featured by Blaine66 in last night's debut of Calcino LALATE. It was the empanada. It was not the taco. It was not the Hot Pocket. And we talked about the deliciousness of an empanada and why bringing a dessert to the holiday table that's a step in a different direction often wins, because it's a topic of discussion. People expect you to have a cake. They expect you to have a pie and cookies. But bringing something different that they have never seen is a topic of discussion. In the first episode of this channel, Season 2, we featured the panettone. And they may have seen that more than they have seen the empanada. Empanada is not very rarely seen here in Los Angeles. So you often want to step away from the equation and do something different. People talked about baklava and other things that do that as well. Meantime, if you did not hear what happened earlier in this video, yes, last night 2 new shows came to this channel, and there's a third one coming as well. The 2 new shows coming to this channel are an encore performance of the show every night called Holiday Stream Stimulus. It's in the normal time slot of Stream Stimulus at 7 o'clock. It's called Holidays Stream Stimulus every night at 7 o'clock. And then Calcino LALATE now on at 8 o'clock. Join me next on the 1 o'clock afternoon show. If you're watching this live, this will automatically take you into there. And then the 3 o'clock and the 5 o'clock evenings LALATE. And with that, subscribe. 400,000 subscribers of YouTube record. I want you part of this incredible family. Like this video and consider becoming a member. Join me next as the programming continues. And always stay here with Holidays LALATE.